Feb 2026, alert. Dual citizenship rules changed. Here's what you must know. Hey there, friends. If you've ever thought about holding a second passport or keeping your options open internationally, this is one of those moments you absolutely don't want to miss. February 2026 just brought some big changes to U.S. dual citizenship rules, and these updates could impact everything from travel plans to taxes and even your rights abroad. I know it sounds complicated, but don't worry. We're going to break it down in plain, simple language so you can understand exactly what's changing and, more importantly, how it affects you. Whether you're planning to live abroad, thinking about citizenship for your kids, or just curious about international legal updates, this video is your friendly guide. I'll walk you through the key points, share examples you can relate to, and help you make sense of what these new rules really mean for everyday Americans. By the end of this video, you'll feel confident knowing exactly where you stand and what steps you might want to take next. So, if you're ready to stay informed and protect your options, hit that like button now, and let's dive in. All right, friends, let's get right into this because I know many of you have been asking, how do these new dual citizenship rules affect me? February 2026 brought some updates that could touch your life in ways you might not expect. Now, before you feel overwhelmed, take a deep breath. I'm going to walk you through everything slowly, step by step, and in plain language. Think of me as your guide, someone who's here to explain it in a way that actually makes sense and gives you peace of mind. First, let's set the scene. Dual citizenship has always been a kind of tricky area. It's when someone holds citizenship in two countries at the same time. For a lot of people, this might have been something they considered years ago. Maybe you wanted your grandchildren to have options, or perhaps you had family overseas and thought it would be nice to keep ties. And honestly, it's not just about travel. Citizenship affects taxes, voting rights, healthcare access, and even what happens if you're planning to move abroad for retirement. So yes, it really matters. Now, the February 2026 update isn't just a minor tweak. It changes how the U.S. government views dual citizenship in some specific cases, and it clarifies rules that were confusing for decades. For many seniors, this is especially important because you're thinking about your future, your estate, and your family's security. I know that navigating government rules can feel intimidating, but we'll break it down together. Here's the first big point. The update introduces new reporting requirements. In the past, many people held dual citizenship quietly, without much paperwork. Now there are certain situations where you'll need to inform U.S. authorities if you are also a citizen of another country. Don't panic. This isn't about catching anyone out or making things complicated. It's about keeping your rights safe and ensuring you're fully compliant. Imagine you're planning a trip to visit your grandchildren overseas. You don't want any surprises at the airport or with taxes, right? That's exactly why this matters. So what does reporting mean in practical terms? Essentially, if you have dual citizenship, you may need to fill out forms or provide information about your second nationality. Think of it like updating your doctor when you get a new prescription. It's administrative, yes, but it keeps everything running smoothly and avoids bigger headaches later. For seniors, this is actually a relief once you get used to the idea. You're protecting your ability to live and travel freely without worrying about unexpected legal troubles. Now let's talk about why some people might be nervous about this. One common concern is losing benefits. Social Security, Medicare, pensions, things like that. Here's the reassuring news. The new rules are not designed to take anything away from you. They're designed to make your rights clear. For example, if you are a U.S. citizen with another passport, you still get Social Security just like before. You still have Medicare. The update is about clarity, not restriction. That's why it's so important to look at these changes as a protective measure rather than a threat. Another piece seniors often ask about is inheritance and estate planning. Dual citizenship can affect who can inherit property abroad or how your estate is taxed. Think about this. Maybe you own a small home in another country, or you're leaving funds to family overseas. Before February 2026, there were gray areas that caused confusion and sometimes delays. Now the updated rules clarify exactly how these cases are handled. For instance, you may need to provide proof of citizenship or fill out simple forms to ensure everything is recognized legally. It's like labeling your personal documents clearly so that your family won't have to guess your wishes later. Let's pause for a moment and imagine a real-life scenario. Picture Mary and John, a retired couple living in Florida. Their daughter lives in Italy, and they've always thought about keeping Italian citizenship options open just in case. Before these updates, they weren't quite sure what they needed to do. Were there risks? Would taxes change? Would they lose benefits? After February 2026, they now have a clear roadmap. They know exactly what to report, what forms to fill, and how to maintain both citizenships safely, and the peace of mind is priceless. That's exactly what we want for you too. Now you might be wondering, does this affect everyone the same way? The answer is no. It depends on your personal situation, where you were born, where your parents were born, and whether you already hold a second passport. But even if you're unsure, there are practical steps you can take right now. The first step is simply understanding the changes. Don't worry about fixing everything immediately, just get informed. Knowledge is your superpower here. One very important point seniors often overlook is travel flexibility. Dual citizenship can make life much easier if you want to travel for healthcare, family visits, or even winter escapes. Before February 2026, some people ran into problems with visas or entry requirements because the rules weren't clear. With the update, there's more transparency. Officials now know exactly who qualifies for what, which means fewer surprises at borders. Imagine planning a winter trip to Spain or Italy without the stress of paperwork. That's the kind of freedom these updates are protecting. Of course, there's also the financial side to consider. Taxes are always on people's minds, especially for seniors living on a fixed income. Some worry that dual citizenship will mean double taxes, but that's not generally the case. The U.S. has tax treaties with many countries to prevent double taxation. The February 2026 update simply makes the reporting process more transparent, so you stay compliant without paying more than you should. Think of it like balancing a checkbook. Just a little extra attention ensures everything stays in order. I want to share another story, because real-life examples make this so much easier to understand. George, a retired teacher from Ohio, has Canadian citizenship through his parents. Before February 2026, he wasn't sure if keeping his Canadian passport would create complications with his U.S. Social Security. He hesitated to travel to Canada for long visits, worried about paperwork. After the update, George learned that as long as he completes the new reporting forms, he can keep both citizenships and travel freely. No stress, no surprises. Now he even visits his grandchildren in Toronto more often, enjoying extended stays without worry. Stories like George's show that knowledge brings freedom. Now let's touch on the emotional side, because I know this matters to seniors. Many of you feel a deep connection to family and heritage abroad. Citizenship isn't just paperwork. It's about belonging, identity, and protecting your family's legacy. These changes are not meant to threaten that. In fact, they're here to make your rights and options clearer, so you can honor your heritage and plan for the future confidently. There's a kind of reassurance in knowing the rules are straightforward. And here's a mini tip that can really help. Start by gathering your documents. Birth certificates, previous passports, naturalization papers. Having them ready makes the process smooth and stress-free. Think of it as organizing your favorite photo albums before a family gathering. A little preparation now saves a lot of frustration later. Seniors who take this step often feel an immediate sense of relief and control. Another concern many seniors share is about helping their adult children or grandchildren with citizenship matters. The February 2026 update makes it easier to understand what qualifies for citizenship by descent or dual nationality. This means you can guide your family without fear of making a mistake. Imagine being able to help your grandchildren claim their dual citizenship safely and easily. It's a legacy that lasts for generations. We also can't ignore the part about staying informed. Laws can feel overwhelming, but they don't have to be. A simple routine, checking official updates, consulting reliable sources, and keeping paperwork organized can make a world of difference. For seniors, this is less about scrambling and more about peace of mind. Think of it as tending a garden. A little care and attention now ensures a healthy, thriving future. And now, here's a small but important open loop I want you to keep in mind as we continue. There's one key change in these February 2026 rules that could directly affect how long you can live abroad without impacting your U.S. benefits. I won't reveal it just yet, but it's coming up in the next few minutes. It's one of those details that could save you time, money, and stress, so stay tuned. Another helpful tip, keep a timeline. Note the dates when you received citizenships, the dates of renewals, and when you last reported anything to the government. This makes everything clear if any questions arise. For seniors, clarity is liberating. It prevents confusion, ensures your rights are protected, and allows you to make decisions with confidence. Also, don't forget the personal side. Dual citizenship isn't just bureaucracy, it's about real experiences. Holiday visits with family overseas, celebrating traditions that have been passed down for generations, and creating memories with your grandchildren. The February 2026 changes make these experiences easier to enjoy without the nagging worry about legal or financial pitfalls. One more reassuring note before we continue. These updates were designed with fairness in mind. They take into account seniors who have lived in the U.S. for decades and those who may have acquired another citizenship through family. The goal is clarity, not restriction. You are not losing anything. You are gaining transparency and protection. And finally, as we move forward in this video, I want you to remember this. Knowledge is freedom. Understanding the February 2026 dual citizenship changes lets you make informed choices, protect your family, and even enjoy travel and lifestyle options you might have avoided before. You don't have to feel intimidated by the process. Step by step, with the right information, it's completely manageable. Coming up next, we'll go into the one specific rule change that could impact your Social Security benefits if you're planning extended travel abroad. I'll explain it in the simplest terms with examples you can relate to. It's the kind of insight that can prevent costly mistakes and give you peace of mind. You'll see exactly how to apply it to your life without needing a lawyer or complicated forms. Now that we've gone through all the main points about the February 2026 dual citizenship updates, let's take a moment to pause and reflect on what this all really means for you. I know these rules can feel overwhelming at first. Trust me, I get it. The paperwork, the forms, the legal language, it can make anyone's head spin. But here's the thing. You don't have to handle this alone, and you don't need to feel stressed about it. Knowledge is power, and you now have the clarity you need to protect your rights, your family, and your future. Remember, the updates aren't about taking anything away from you. They're about making sure your citizenship, your benefits, and your family's legacy are fully secure. Think about it like updating a will or organizing your personal documents. It might take a little time up front, but the peace of mind you gain is priceless. For many seniors, that's the most important thing, knowing that you're doing the right thing and that your hard-earned benefits and family connections are safe. Let's revisit some of the practical tips I shared along the way, because these are the steps that make all the difference. First, gather your documents, birth certificates, old passports, naturalization papers, any proof of citizenship from other countries. Having them organized now makes everything so much easier later. You're essentially building a roadmap that shows exactly where you stand, and it's a roadmap that your family will thank you for. Second, keep a clear timeline of dates. When you received your citizenship, when you renewed documents, any previous reporting you've done. Writing this down makes it easy to stay compliant and avoid mistakes. It's like keeping a diary, but instead of memories, it tracks your rights and options. Simple, but incredibly effective. Third, take advantage of professional guidance if you need it. You don't have to tackle this alone. Whether it's a legal advisor, a financial planner, or someone at your local government office asking for help is smart. There's no shame in it. Think of it like having a guide while hiking a trail. You can see more clearly, avoid pitfalls, and reach your destination safely. And while we're on the topic, don't forget the emotional side of citizenship. This isn't just about paperwork or rules. It's about your family, your heritage, and the life you want to enjoy in your golden years. Dual citizenship gives you flexibility. It allows you to visit family abroad without stress, live part of the year in another country if that's your dream, and pass on opportunities to your grandchildren. That freedom is exactly what these rules aim to preserve. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what about my benefits, my Social Security, my Medicare? Let me reassure you again, the February 2026 updates are designed to protect your benefits, not threaten them. They make the rules clear so you can travel, live abroad, or maintain multiple citizenships without worry. There are still some details to watch, like reporting requirements and timelines, but with the simple steps we've discussed, you can handle them without stress. I also want to emphasize one thing that seniors often overlook: staying proactive. It's easy to think, I'll deal with it later, but the sooner you understand your obligations and options, the easier it will be. A little preparation now prevents complications in the future. It's like tending a garden. You water it regularly, remove the weeds, and in return, it flourishes. Citizenship management works the same way. A little care now saves headaches later. And don't forget about the joy and opportunities this opens up. Travel, family visits, celebrating heritage, even exploring new hobbies or retirement options abroad. All of this becomes easier when you fully understand your citizenship status. For many seniors, these experiences are priceless. They're the memories you create, the traditions you pass on, and the freedom you enjoy after decades of hard work. Here's another tip to make things even smoother. Keep digital copies of all your important documents. Scan passports, forms, certificates, store them securely online or on a private device. This way, if anything is lost or misplaced, you have a backup. Think of it as creating a safety net for your rights and peace of mind. I also want to acknowledge the natural worry that comes with changes like this. Change can feel scary, especially when it involves something as personal as citizenship. But remember, being informed is your shield. Each step you take, from gathering documents to keeping a timeline, reduces uncertainty and builds confidence. You're not just reacting, you're taking control. And that's empowering, no matter your age. Now let's consider your family. Many seniors I speak with are concerned about passing opportunities to their children and grandchildren. The February 2026 updates make it much clearer how dual citizenship can be transmitted by descent or through other legal pathways. This isn't just bureaucracy. It's about giving your loved ones options and security. By staying informed, you're creating a legacy that will benefit generations. That's something truly special. I also want to highlight the importance of checking for official guidance. Government websites, legal advisories, and trusted organizations provide the most accurate information. Avoid misinformation or rumors that can cause unnecessary worry. Think of it like listening to your doctor rather than a random tip online. It ensures your decisions are safe and reliable. Let's take a moment to visualize the future you're creating. Imagine planning a trip to Europe to visit family without worrying about visas, taxes, or benefits. Picture helping your grandchildren claim dual citizenship safely and confidently. Think about enjoying peace of mind, knowing you're fully compliant with all the rules, and free to live your retirement on your own terms. That's the goal of understanding these updates. That's the freedom we're aiming for. And remember, it doesn't have to happen all at once. You can take this step by step. Maybe today you just gather your documents. Next week you review timelines. Then when you're ready, you take care of reporting requirements. Each small step is progress, and progress is what builds confidence. Finally, I want to leave you with a thought. You've worked hard your whole life, and you deserve clarity, security, and peace of mind in your golden years. These February 2026 dual citizenship updates are here to help you maintain exactly that. They're not a challenge. They're a tool to make your life smoother, your travel easier, and your family more secure. With a little preparation and understanding, you can navigate these changes confidently and enjoy the freedom you've earned. So, as we wrap up this discussion, take a deep breath and remember that you are in control. You now have the knowledge, tips, and strategies to handle dual citizenship in 2026 and beyond. You don't have to feel anxious or overwhelmed. Step by step, document by document, you can protect your rights and your family, and the peace of mind that comes with that, that's priceless. Before we move to the final takeaway and the conclusion, I want you to hold on to this feeling: empowerment. Understanding these rules doesn't just help you stay compliant, it gives you freedom, clarity, and security. And that's exactly what every senior deserves. Now, I encourage you to take action today in small, manageable ways. Organize your documents, review your timeline, and reach out for professional advice if needed. Every little step is progress. And as we get ready for the final part of this video, keep that sense of confidence and control with you. You're ready to navigate February 2026's dual citizenship changes with clarity, ease, and peace of mind.